Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to Geekin Drinkin. My name is Eddie.
I'm Steven.
I'm Matt.
And this is episode 2. We're back, man, and we're here with another beer, with another topic. So what do we got today, guys?
Well, right today we're drinking 210 Ale from Busted Sandal. It's one of their signature beers. It's blonde ale, so if you're a person who likes, casual drinking and all that, this will be a perfect one for you.
And we, like Eddie said, we got another topic to talk about here in our podcast show today. So we're gonna go ahead and kick it off. We're gonna crack open one of these bad boys right now. So just get ready. There we go.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Different. It's a different taste from last week. Had a seasonal beer. So this week it's a pretty, like I said, Matthew said, it's a pretty chill drink. So you like blonde ales, I highly recommend those.
It does have a nice crisp to it though.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with nice and cold.
And again, this is a Texas local here, brewed and canned here in San Antonio. So
actually, like not even too. In my general area where I live, it's nearby. I'll say that. Yeah, I didn't know that for a while. I was like, when I found out, I was like, oh, cool. Like, they have specials, but it's just like, I was excited.
Now you're actually near a brewery, not where, in my area of living, I actually have a couple of breweries that are not too far
down the street from you.
And they keep opening more. That's the crazy thing. It's like, we have good beer, and we're getting more. It's just like, so pretty excited about that. Today's episode, we decided to talk about something that's, what would you guys say? I mean, it's
been discussed.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's been discussed.
Recently.
It's been
a big. I don't want to say come up because it's been going on for quite some time now, but it's a lot more studios are trying to pick up on.
Yeah,
we're going to be talking about shared universes.
Shared universes, guys. Y'all know that one of the most successful ones out there is
Marvel.
So
if you're not familiar with what exactly we're talking about, that's a perfect example right there. It's been going on for 10 years already. Started off with Iron Man 1 and has since gone on with the last movie that come out would be Avengers Infinity War, which
actually it's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yes, yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I totally forget about Ant-Man and the Wasp, man.
Yeah.
And then that was a good movie, but it just didn't get.
It was a more small scale.
Movie and like I said, like to celebrate the 10 years, you had Avengers. It's the third Avengers movie. You have all these superheroes come together, like we've never seen before. So like that alone completely blows my mind, and I loved every second of it. I already bought the movie. I have it. I've seen it like 5 times already. It never seems to get old.
I don't remember how many times I saw it when it came out in theaters. I know it went maybe like 4 times.
Yeah, I think I saw it twice for sure. But yeah, man, it's several other studios have their shared universes. You have Warner Brothers with their DC, the unofficial title of DCEU, which yeah,
it's been a rocky start for them.
It started, for me, it started getting, I was excited for it. Man of Steel, loved it. Batman v Superman.
Way better than Superman Returns, that's for sure. In my opinion. I'm like, ooh. But
nope. But yeah, I said it was Man of Steel. Next you had BVS, which
was very
I love. I like that movie, especially, I like it more now.
Just in case you guys don't know what he's talking about Batman versus Superman.
Yeah. You can see the poster, obviously I love it.
My only issue when that movie came out,
don't you say Martha?
No. Was even before the movie premiered was the trailers. The trailers I felt gave too much away.
Yeah.
So when I went to go see it, I was not surprised with anything.
And you know what? Like, it was kind of disappointing because, in the trailers, yeah, you got shots of Batman and Superman fighting, so it's just like that classic moment in comics. You see it there on the screen, and you're excited for it, And the movie comes around, and that whole scene happens.
The whole build up comes to it, and
it wasn't.
Like
we
10
saw
minutes.
it already. They pretty much showed all the fight scene in the trailer, so it's just like, okay, well that was cool.
And
don't say Martha.
The whole Martha.
Don't.
thing.
No, that's still not my biggest issue.
Why'd you say that
name? Let's see why.
I just feel like people had issue with that because they never even noticed. Like, it's just like,
right.
I didn't even notice that they both had the same, both Batman and Superman had the same mother that had the same name. And that just took like, it just threw everyone off.
I mean,
that's how I saw
on paper,
that scene.
I think on paper, that sounds, that sounds like a good, a good direction to take it. But it just kind of just made it, the way it was played out and executed, in the movie, it was just like, okay, well, I mean, I guess they're friends now. That's cool.
Yeah.
I was also, excited because during that time we were getting, trailers for Suicide Squad, and at the time we were getting trailers for like a dark, movie, like movie about villains, and it's just like I was super excited, and it kind of like it just went all over the place, and it's still a good movie. Granted, it made a lot of money, but it's not the best movie.
I say it was more entertaining
Dang.
than it was a good storyline.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, and we only got like 5 minutes of the Joker.
Total, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was,
and he was honestly supposed to be the villain in the movie. I know David Ayer, the writer or director.
Director. Yeah,
he
director.
both written and directed it. He said that he was gonna put the Joker, but the studio pushed him to go with Enchantress and her brother. I forgot what his brother's name.
no one really cares about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of got steady towards the end. But after Suicide Squad, we had to wait like a whole year until we got Wonder Woman, which was a game changer, definitely. Directed by Patty Jenkins.
Really good.
And it's because the
way
studio
the thing was shot
actually
was
allowed her to.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you didn't
to play with the character and build Wonder Woman's universe up because she was a big fan favorite in Batman vs Superman, obviously.
Yeah, definitely, she was a standout.
And it's the first big motion picture, and
it crushed. It really did. And
if y'all didn't get the where this is where the universe is connected in Batman vs Superman.
Hence the word shared universe.
The shared universe part of it was Batman vs Superman was the picture that Bruce Wayne sent to her. Who are you? And it shows her during the World War I era.
Which I thought was cool. And they even teased Flash, Aquaman. We got little teases, and I mean it what I'm trying to get at is that it was all going in the right direction. Maybe you had little speed bumps, but it was all going in the right direction. And then we got Justice League. Oh my God, I did not like that movie. I have not seen it since I saw it in theaters, and I mean, it has some good parts, but I just did not like that movie at all. I didn't like it, and
the whole Henry Cavill mustache CGI edit. It was just the first time I saw it on screen. It was
obvious.
The first scene. It was,
see, when Justice League came out, I wasn't too aware of that whole controversy that was going on. But when I saw the movie, I was like, "There's something wrong with his lip.
What the hell is going on with his lip?
Why does it look weird? Why does he look weird? Like there's something."
It looks like he wants to
on.
smile, but he's not. It's just like, what is he doing?
And then for you to come and tell me, I was like, "Oh, okay, well that makes sense." And well, yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah, for those out there that don't know, when they were shooting Justice League,
there was a bunch of
they after they shot it, Henry Cavill, who plays Superman, went on to Paramount to shoot Mission Impossible 6, right? Fallout.
Yes.
And in that movie, he has a mustache. So with any movie, with Justice League, they had to bring actors back to do reshoots, and Paramount would not allow Henry Cavill to shave that mustache. So, Warner Brothers had to go in and digitally remove it, CGI, all this stuff.
Which cost.
And which cost a lot, and it just did not look good. It would have been so much easier to shave it and just CG on a mustache on, like. But
even practical would have worked, but these.
But that's just one of the problems in that movie. I mean, there
was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Too.
Yes, unfortunately,
Zack Snyder.
Yes, Zack Snyder.
His daughter had passed away.
Yeah, so that was
when that happened. He stepped away from the project. And Josh Whedon in.
Yeah, you think
he kind of. I mean, he made Avengers, and he did a damn good job at doing it. I mean, I know there's a lot of controversy around Avengers, Age of Ultron too. I mean,
I like that movie. I like Age of Ultron.
I liked it too. I enjoyed it too. And, I know a lot of people had issues, but I saw past those, and I just overall it was.
I guess my issue would have been, just Ultron himself. He was, real devious, but in the comics, he's just like this dark, straight up robotic. All mankind needs to be eliminated. World of just him.
Yeah,
and they brought some of that to the movie.
Although I did like the fight scene, especially the part where Thor's yelling at him. Is that all you got? And the Ultrons just start coming out. I was like,
so
yes.
So the director of those movies, was brought on to finish, and take over for Zack Snyder on Justice League.
And you can also tell it was studio interference too, that they didn't let Josh. I mean, he played along with the studio to try and make what they wanted.
It's so obvious.
It didn't turn out the way.
But it's so obvious you could tell what's Zack Snyder and what's Joss Whedon, and it's just it's kind of all over the place, and I don't know, but I didn't like it. We have Aquaman coming out, later this year, November, correct?
December.
End
of December, I believe.
Oh yeah, well it's at the end of this year, so we'll see.
And I'm very hyped for it because like I said, like DC is starting to do something new with their movies now. They're letting directors actually play with their characters, like letting them do what they want to do, and I can see that in James Wan,
and not force the
not force the connections, but their connections still there.
I think what it is
just not building up to a collective narrative that they were trying to go for with Justice League.
I think what it is it's a mixture of a lot of things. It's whether it is trying to get a movie out on time, to meet a certain deadline or whatever, but it's also
make sure your scripts and storylines
mixture, and then I'm trying to think of right now, trying to rush it to catch up to the most successful shared universe of them all, which is Marvel.
Yeah, but see, here's my thing. Okay, so going with the shared universe, yes, Marvel, and like I said, Marvel's doing a good job since 2008 when Iron Man first came out, and since then on. But they have been working on it for years already.
Oh yeah,
I feel what's going to happen though is Marvel's getting ready to run out. A lot of these actors are their contracts are ending. So they're gonna move on.
Even Kevin Feige, his contract.
I think that gives an opportunity for these other studios to continue on with those shared universe, but in their versions of their movies. DC doesn't need to try to catch up. They just need to be like, okay, well, you know what, Marvel's gonna start slowing down. We just need to go on.
They need it
and just. Let it happen. Let it flow naturally instead of trying to force it. When you force it, then you get an outcome, unfortunately, like Justice League.
Ugh.
And, and then the issue you also run into is then you got people using too much CGI. And that was a big thing,
too. And I feel like
too.
they just rushed out Justice League. They didn't try to improve it.
There's also, also the tone shift. Batman v Superman came out. Man of Steel, Batman v Superman came out. They were dark, a grittier, universe, which I loved,
And if you ever read DC or even watch their animated,
they're totally
movies,
dark.
They're real dark, but it works. It works.
Yeah, so they should have just kept on that path, but no. Instead, they wanted to make Justice League a little more friendly, so they made it brighter. Made it more It's just like no. Like it just.
And they tried to
just kept on that path you were going.
Those forced Batman jokes were pretty heart-wrenching to watch.
Yeah, so
not like you.
You know, so I mean, that was Marvel, DC.
Well, okay, so going into all these shared universes, what are you guys more excited about to see?
Like currently,
that's going to be coming up soon with some of these other studios. For instance, I'm a little excited to see the monster universe.
Oh, you took mine.
Godzilla and King Kong.
Yeah.
I'm a little excited for that one because I grew up watching a lot of the old Godzilla movies.
Definitely.
So I really, really love those. I'm super excited for Godzilla 2. Oh my god, I can't wait for that one.
King of the Monsters. King of the Monsters.
Amazing.
See, the thing is, like that one, that universe totally like slips everybody's mind.
And that one, because they don't even notice it's a shared.
Yeah, they don't notice.
It.
Exactly. They're not forcing it. They can. If you watch Godzilla, the one that came out 2014, and you watch King Kong Skull Island. I'm sorry, Kong Skull Island. They're technically in the same universe, because of little details that that you pick up on, they don't force it, and that works. So this next one, Godzilla King of Monsters, is coming out next year. And then,
actually, can I take mine back though? You can have mine if you want.
I'll take that because that trailer Comic-Con, it was awesome.
Actually, the other one that we kind of discussed before we started shooting was the Dark Universe, right?
Yeah,
that's already dead in the ground.
Yeah, I know that's dead in the ground, but you know what? I would be a little bit more excited if they could still work with that and do something with that, because I like all those monsters. I like Dracula, Wolfman.
And no one knows that Dracula Untold was actually
the
start of that dark universe, and then they try to
just swept it under the rug.
They try to revive it with the Mummy, and then that didn't work out in their favor.
Which I know. So like I was saying, I had never really seen Dracula Untold or the Tom Cruise Mummy, which is more like almost like a Mission Impossible with a monster.
That's what I heard. I heard it was more of a action movie than it was a horror movie.
But I mean, in all fairness, even the other movies with the Brendan Fraser were also action too.
I still say bring back Brendan Fraser. Those movies are awesome.
But the only reason why I kind of like the I guess we call it the Dark Universe, with all those supernatural monsters, Dracula and the Mummy and all that, is because one of my favorite movies back in the day was The Monster Squad, and that one featured all the monsters on there: Dracula, Wolfman, the Swamp Monster, the Monster of Frankenstein,
Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, the Creature of the Black Lagoon. Had the Mummy on there too. And then that was real entertaining. And I really loved that movie. As much as I really don't like remakes, if that one became a remake, I think I would be a little excited. But just as long as they did it good, I guess you can say.
And the thing is that they didn't. They made the Mummy, and it obviously wasn't good to the point where they just like, never mind, we're not gonna do this.
But I'm saying, just if they were gonna totally just scratch this off, and start over, and if they decided, okay, let's do like a Monster Squad type thing, I think that would be like real cool, something kind of exciting to see.
Yeah.
But I mean, like with DC, they try to cram everything all at once in the movie, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, the thing is with
I didn't see the movie, but there was a scene in it where it was a warehouse of, you can see the creature from the Black Lagoon's hand.
You see the Dracula skull.
And I mean other monsters.
There's just like, oh, look at this Easter egg. Oh, look at this. Remember this? Like, it's just like,
and like in that whole scene, I bet in that whole scene it was just like, well,
that was it.
Just cramming it all down our throats and see if it works out, and it
especially if someone didn't even know if they were trying to do like a shared universe about that.
But the thing is, like,
showing it.
They announced it. Like, before the Mummy came out, they even I remember Universal.
They announced the cast.
Even released a picture of Johnny Depp. I forgot her name. She played the Mummy. I can't remember her name, but It was Johnny Depp, that girl who played the mummy, Javier Bardem, who was supposed to play the Wolfman. Johnny Depp was supposed to play the Invisible Man. Mm-hmm. They also had, who else was on there?
They had Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, who was Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
And then Tom Cruise, who was a side character.
And
Russell Crowe played Dr. Jekyll or something.
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. But wasn't his organization like the housing or something like that?
I forgot what it was called, but it was.
I'm sure they were going to introduce Van Helsing.
Yeah, because that's who
That's what people were saying, that Tom Cruise's character was like a descendant of Van Helsing or something. I don't know, but like I said, they put the cart in front of the horse. You know, like they're like, oh no, look what we're gonna do. We got this all set up, and it didn't work out, and it's just kind of like, oh, okay, well then.
If DC wanted to kind of swoop in, and they can still do this with the shared universe with what's going on now, but just maybe not force it. And if they wanted to step into little supernatural stuff, I would love to see another Constantine movie.
Constantine, I never seen the other one.
I seen bits and pieces of Constantine, the first one, and they even had the show, Constantine show that unfortunately only lasted like 2 or 3 seasons.
I think if that. I know it was a couple at least for sure.
But I mean, at least there's still DC has its other successful universe, and that's the Arrowverse, obviously on the CW. You got Green Arrow, and Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and they're gonna start introducing Batwoman
with what's her name?
Ruby Rose.
Ruby Rose. I mean, which at first, like I was just like, oh, why Ruby Rose? Remember, it's like,
in a sense,
I'm just like, okay, that's cool. I'm glad that she got the part. That's actually a big part to get. Playing Batwoman.
I've read Batwoman comics, and in a sense, she does fit the character a little bit, but they should have explored more actresses.
But then again, I the only thing that I disagree with is just, and this is for any actor or anybody in a role, it's just like the amount of hate people get for either being casted or or just being in the movie, like anything.
Just like the backlash that the character
Rose,
the character of Rose, the actress,
The Last Jedi, Kelly Marie Tran,
and honestly, she was one of my favorites.
Yeah, she was
really
good.
One of my favorites in that movie. And I think she really brought, a
different tone.
To Star Wars. And then the relationship that her and Finn had too. It was
and even funny. Star Wars. It's all a bunch of sequels, but it's still kind of its own universe.
It's a shared universe.
It's a shared universe with the sequels. With Darth Maul and Solo. They were mixing him with.
Whoa.
Darth Maul and Solo.
I know about that.
And that was, to me, it was a surprise. Like it.
That was cool.
It made the whole movie. I like
When I heard about it, I was like, what?
I might get a little hate for this, but I enjoyed Solo. It wasn't bad, but it had its flaws too. But in a sense, I enjoyed watching Solo's Han Solo's first adventure, and then the whole Darth Maul at the end was just icing on the cake. And I was like, all right,
how he got his name too was pretty much just
he
didn't have a full name. And when he was signing up for the Imperial Flight Academy,
I was like, your name's Solo.
Your name's Solo. I was like, oh, okay, well that's cool.
I guess.
And it's weird to process that he started off in the Empire,
Right, yeah.
Not so much. He really was just like
he was trying to escape. I understand.
Like
he was trying to
a scoundrel.
It was cool how him and Chewbacca met.
A nerf herder.
Yeah. No, I wasn't agreeing with what he said.
Oh man, I thought I made it funny.
When him and Chewbacca met, that was a cool moment. How he escaped that jail cell.
Him speaking Wookiee. It was really funny. It kind of gives a sense. Okay, well that's how he understands.
Yeah.
They understand each other.
It's a little cheesy and weird, but it's still.
But it was good.
Yeah.
It was really good. If you have not seen it, we may have just given away some good spoilers, but in all fairness, it was really good. If you're, again, if you like those, and saying Solo, with this topic, shared universe, it is because it ties in other things, together, For instance, the whole Phantom Menace, and then everyone thought
Rebels.
Everyone but going back to people who really haven't seen the Clone Wars and Rebels, not knowing that
he came back.
Darth Maul actually does play a big part.
Came back and played a big part in those shows, those cartoon
later
shows.
Later on in Clone Wars, but I'm sure he was a big presence in Rebels.
Oh, definitely, yeah. He was, yeah.
And for him to make his appearance again in the big screen was like,
and to finally see,
I was just like, oh my god, like this is like,
and the thing is, like, he has the lightsaber that he has in those shows, and I was just like, whoa, like they're actually paying attention, like that's cool, like I mean, because for the longest time, people were,
and it's the same actor.
It's the same actor who played the original Darth Maul, but his voice
and the same voice from the shows.
Yes, Sam
Who also voiced the lead character in Force Awakens.
Yeah, no, it's not the Force Awakens.
The Force Unleashed.
The Force Unleashed, the game. Yes, yeah. He voiced that character too. But yeah, I mean, Star Wars. Technically, they are a shared universe. They have their movies. They have their animated shows.
And I know there's a lot of controversy behind, especially The Last Jedi. It was big talk, like big backlash with The Last Jedi and how it all played out and how it just killed dead a lot of the answers we had from The Force Awakens. Literally killed dead, like they killed Snoke.
All your
Snoke.
All your speculation doesn't matter. We're gonna just
right at the beginning, pretty much right at the beginning of the movie, they destroyed the rebel base where the rebels were forced to have to, retreat and,
They pretty much told in the movie, Kylo Ren tells Rey, and he pretty much tells everybody in the audience, her parents don't matter. Just don't worry about it. They're nobody. They're drunks.
And I actually saw somewhere,
just big losers.
I saw somewhere that they even,
which was kind of sad. It kind of made me sad.
Yeah,
I was like, wow. Sorry,
it's all right. But I mean, I saw somewhere that how Ryan Johnson had his plan, his own plan, trilogy that he was going to work on. But I heard that since after Solo bombed at the box office, that Disney put a hold on all the side stories and even his own.
But here's
trilogy.
my thing though about I don't feel Solo bomb. It just came out at the wrong time. I mean, it was competing with Avengers, Infinity War first off, and then it was also competing against Deadpool 2.
And also that it came from the same studio that released, like I said, Avengers. And the studio was more invested in Avengers, like the marketing standpoint of it. Like they didn't want to market Solo
too much
because they wanted to market Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
That's why in stores you don't see this. You go to Target, you see the set. The display for certain movies that are coming out. You didn't see anything for Solo. Why? Because they want Avengers stuff up. That's that all that stuff kind of plays into it.
And we didn't even get a Solo trailer till 3 months
before
the movie was released.
That was kind of rough, but
they just they're like, oh wait, we still have this movie coming out.
Oh yeah, by the way, here's this.
Yeah, it's just like, Solo, it's here. Donald Glover.
And I mean, even when Solo was coming out, people were still in line for Avengers and Deadpool.
Yeah.
And even the X-Men universe.
And I kind of feel like people who went to go see Solo were just like,
it's a Star Wars movie.
Avengers and Deadpool are sold out, but Solo still got a showing, so let's go watch Solo. It's a Star Wars. It's part of the Star Wars movie. It's like that's kind of the feeling I got when I went to go see. I willingly went to go see Solo. We're gonna go see it. I want to go watch this movie.
Yeah,
and
so did I.
And that was just kind of the vibe you got when you went in there, because people were just like,
where's everybody?
Because people were just like, so which one is this again? They're like, it's a Solo movie. It's some Star Wars movie. And it's like,
when I went to go see, I saw it with my friend.
It's about Han Solo.
Yeah, I saw it with my friend, and he didn't know about the backlash behind the Solo movie, or he never even seen the trailer, because he's the person who doesn't like to watch trailers.
He's not like.
But so he likes to go into movies blind, and he was very surprised by it. He liked it a lot, and especially the last scene of the movie, he like we both looked at each other like, what the F? And
I was more like, holy
no cussing.
We're trying to be a family. I couldn't say it because, well, I really couldn't even say that even in the movie theaters because I had my son next to me. So, you know, I didn't want to say it. And he looked at me with that same, like, notion too, like, what?
And so, his son, you know, he's 9. He's 9 years old, and he, you know, Star Wars came out, Phantom Menace came out before his lifetime, and
that's when I was.
He knows
you were young.
He was excited for Darth Maul, and because he watches Rebels a lot and Clone Wars a lot, so he knows.
That's how you start. That's how you got into Star Wars. Was watching the Clone Wars cartoons, and I was like, "You like this?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's good. It's real fun." And I was like, "Come here, let me show you something else." And showed him. He's like, "What?" He goes, "There's movies." I'm like, "Yeah, there's movies." And I'm like, "Yes, you are my son." So hopefully he just doesn't pull a Kylo Ren on me though.
I think he will. But
he's even getting familiar with you know, going back into the shared universes, how all these things connect, you know, and it's so weird. It's like with the Marvel, you know, it's pretty much just the movies themselves, you know, that are kind of in connection with each other.
Yeah.
But with Star Wars, it's everything. I mean, it's not just all the movies, you know, it's everything, you know, from the cartoons to even the video games sometimes.
Was it Battlefront 2? Yeah.
You know, go into that shared universe.
There's controversy behind Battlefront 2 also. Not
I wouldn't know.
Not the original Battlefront 2.
I don't really play video games.
I can say as a fan that I was disappointed.
I heard it was disappointing. I played it. Some of it, and
it's not.
Cool,
I mean, it's just like same thing.
It's just there.
It's EA, the publisher. They wanted it a specific way. You know, the big controversy behind it when it first came out was microtransactions. You know, it was people were mad because you basically had to pay to win, and a lot of people don't like that in video games nowadays, and that's what a lot.
Well, I heard there was a lot of also controversy, like a little controversy going on with the droid cards that. People thought that they were in the game or something. Like, again, I'm not familiar with the game,
but that was a recent, like, because
those weren't actually the.
There was also a lack of Clone Wars content because they promised like, oh, we're gonna explore all the universes now, and mostly all the maps take place on.
I know which ones I'm talking about. The droids, droids that come in rolling, and then they have the shield that protects them. You know, kind of like a spider with guns.
Yeah. You know, so that's how far, you know, the shared universe of Star Wars, you know, tries to extend out to, you know, as far as video games, you know, animated shows, you know, but you also have, you know, like little ones starting here and there, you know, like another one that Warner Brothers has that no one really kind of remembers, Harry Potter. You know, you got all the Harry Potter movies, and now you got the Fantastic Beasts. You know, and then we're getting Fantastic Beasts 2. I think later this year, which I'm pretty excited about because I love that universe. I love, you know, all the Harry Potter movies.
You love that universe of wizards and stuff, but you didn't like the universe of Lord of the Rings.
I don't like Middle Earth stuff. Like I don't know why. Like I try.
I guess what Harry Potter is a little bit more modern.
But thing is, like, okay, like, you know, for context, like I never seen Lord of the Rings, so I tried watching. Or you know, I've seen one Hobbit movie. I tried watching them, and I was just like, I can't get into this. I can't get into this. Like it's the same way I can't get into Game of Thrones, like that Middle Earth kind of, you know, setting. Fantasy. And I remember I was watching one of the movies. I texted my brother. I was like, I don't know about all these dwarves, wizards, goblins. I was like, this is kind of lame.
Well,
and he texts back. He goes, well, what about Harry Potter? I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I guess I am into that. I'm just not into Middle Earth.
But it's not, because Harry Potter's more in like the modern setting. And so I guess that's why you liked it. But I mean, like with Lord of the Rings, I play, you know, I'm a gamer, so I play Skyrim a lot, and I'm pretty sure whoever's watching, you know, probably play Skyrim too, and it's fun. And when I watch Game of Thrones, it's like I'm playing like in the Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones type setting. You know, that's dragons, you know, orcs, elves, and, you know, magical powers, and it's fun. But and especially going back to Game of Thrones, like I love Game of Thrones. It's a satisfying show. It's one of HBO's finest shows.
You know, so like one of them. You know,
as
so
far,
yeah,
as far as it goes with all the mythical stuff and everything.
You know, like Harry Potter. You know, that's another shared universe. You know, it's connected. It's all connected, and you know, so far it seems to be going pretty good. You know, people, you know, they're responsive and
then the new one, who's going to be playing the young Dumbledore?
Jude Law.
And
then you got, you know, Johnny Depp playing a young Grindelwald.
Which, you know, that's controversial too, because
you
know, just the recent Johnny Depp's, you know, news about his abuse and stuff, but still.
I mean, like
I've never seen Fantastic Beasts. I tried to watch it. You know, unfortunately, when I tried to watch it, I had a lot of things going on around me that I wasn't paying attention. But I would like to go back to it. You know, see what the hype was about, and what I watched was good. It was cool to see.
I guess there wasn't that much of a hype for it, just in the fact that, you know,
it's a new Harry Potter movie.
Not really more new Harry Potter, but who was fans of the Harry Potter, you know, especially all the books and then the movies themselves. This was a new chapter, but, you know, prequel of what was going on before.
The thing is, that name, Fantastic Beasts, it's the whole movie is based off the whole. You know, these next two movies. You know, the whole series is based off just a textbook that someone was holding. You know, during the Harry Potter franchise. You know, it's a book. It's a textbook. You know, that they were holding. You know, in one of the movies. You know, there's a little Easter egg, you know, for the main character, Fantastic Beasts, you know, Newt Scamander. There's a tiny Easter egg that you can find. So it's connected, but it's not like like in your face, you know.
Yeah, like,
it's just like I said, it's a real like, what do you call it? Like, it's just an Easter egg that's hard to you know, yeah, you have to pay attention. And like I said, you know, making a whole movie off of that, it's kind of hard. And yeah, you know, Fantastic Beasts came out, and there were, you know, it was divided. You know, some people liked it, some people were like, it's okay.
I guess especially the fact too that if you ever watched the movie, so if you ever watched the Harry Potter films, their location is obviously London, you know, England, and Fantastic Beasts, you know, it takes place in America, in New York.
And like, what's the setting? 1920s or something.
I don't even know the setting. It's you know, it's an older setting, but it's just like.
But it was just funny to you know, to hear that the lingo's different.
Yeah,
between,
like their slang, you know. Just
well, not just the slang, but more like, you know, in Harry Potter, you know, people who weren't of, you know, wizardry or witches were muggles.
Yeah, like y'all guys are muggles. I'm not.
And in the American version for Fantastic Beasts, it was I think like non-magic. It was something not.
No mash.
No mash.
No mash.
So, you know, obviously no magic.
I mean,
that's so lazy. That's such a lazy name.
It seems real lazy.
I like muggles. Muggles sounds like so much dirtier.
And I just dropped the muggle name a couple of times. Like when I watched that, dude, I did hear muggle.
It's so funny because like
the main character was from London. So he's like, what do you mean no mash? And you know, people of non-magic, and they're like, oh, well, we call them muggles. And it's
like muggle sounds so insulting. Like it's like, it sounds like so like dirty. It's like muggle, like ugh. Like gross.
I mean
Hermione.
I know we haven't talked about other shared universe, and like I'm looking at Spider-Man pop like a couple of times, and let's talk about like the Spider-Verse that Sony was trying to go with.
Which one?
Like before Spider-Man: Homecoming, the way they were trying to set up Spider-Man with, you know, Andrew Garfield with the Amazing Spider-Man, and you know, I like the Amazing Spider-Man.
I like the first one.
Like, you know, like how studios, you know, like, you know, same thing with, you know, DC and Universal with the Dark Universe, is they cramped so much into the Amazing Spider-Man 2 that it just didn't sit well with audiences, and they just didn't like it.
Plus, that movie's garbage. Jimmy Fox, I like him, but it's just like...
I just didn't like the way they portrayed him to be just quirky fanboy,
right?
Nerd of like
and
Spider-Man.
And then all of a sudden he gets his powers and he's like, I am invisible. You
and
cannot.
Yeah, it just...
He's like... Then all of a sudden he's considering himself, I am a god.
It's like that.
But dude, you're just electricity, bro.
And there was a lot of cool scenes in it, but it didn't help the movie. And they were trying to set up the Sinister Six, even a Venom movie, which is actually they still are attempting to do, which is going to be... We'll just see how that plays out, because
Venom,
without Spider-Man facing Venom, it's been getting a lot of mixed reactions.
Which is one of the reasons too that they're not gonna put the how do I say it, the Spider-Man symbol on there, which is like like a big old like trademark of Venom, because those who know the Spider-Man universe is that,
or those who know
Venom, the symbiote was attached to Spider-Man first,
and he basically mimicked Spider-Man's powers.
Yeah, and then when it went to Eddie Brock, that's how he got the white Spider-Man symbol on there.
Basically the same powers as Spider-Man.
But knows his moves and who he actually is and everything.
So the shared universe that we're referring to now is Sony. And right now Sony, I don't know if y'all have seen Civil War, y'all have seen Spider-Man Homecoming, y'all have seen Avengers, Infinity War. It has Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a character that's owned by Sony. They have the rights to him, so that's why you always have different movies, so...
And at that, Sony can actually... if Sony really wants Spider-Man, they can actually back out of their deal.
So what they're doing is that they're releasing a new Venom movie, starring Tom Hardy. I'm pretty sure you've seen the trailers, it looks okay, it looks good. It's just that they, there's talk that, Spider-Man
might be in the movie,
but he probably won't be in this movie, which is like what, because you think of Venom, you think of Spider-Man, you think of Spider-Man, you think of Venom,
because they were really arch rivalries.
I mean, they marry each other in a lot of ways, like y'all are saying. He mimics his powers, so how they're gonna pull that off is.
And I mean,
interesting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to watch. And and we were talking about this the other day, is that I was texting my brother, and we were talking about Venom, and I'm excited for the movie. I want to see it. I love Tom Hardy. I love the cast, Riz Ahmed and Michelle Williams. I love that cast. I just, for some reason, I just think it's either it's gonna not do as well as we hope it's gonna do.
For me, it's up in the air.
Yeah,
if I like it, I like it. If I don't, then...
I mean, yeah, that's exactly how I feel, but it's just like, I just have a feeling that, to me it looks good. It just, little things that catch, and I'm just like, okay, we'll see how it turns out. So, me and my brother have a little bet going over here. He's over here challenging me. I don't know what it is, what the outcome is going to be, but... when does the movie come out? Do y'all remember?
It's October for sure.
October.
I'm not sure the exact
so, like I said, I'm not rooting for the movie to fail. I really hope it's going to be good. I'm hoping that I'm proved wrong, that it's really good. But I just have a feeling that it's not going to be good. Now, Steven over here, on the other hand, thinks it's going to be good.
Well, I'm not. Okay, so, yes, I am skeptical on it. Yes.
But
I am a huge Venom fan. Venom has been one of my favorite characters.
Well, yeah, you have
Spider-Man. Amongst everybody too. And when Spider-Man 3 came out, yes, I was totally
don't you mention that movie.
Hate to mention it, but yes, I was really just
Foreman.
My God, I remember seeing it. And
but going in, sorry, but I was trying to say something. But with this one, it looks a little bit more edgier.
Tom Hardy,
he looks a little bit more beefier, like
it's
he does
actually
in
a very
the comics.
accurate
portrayal.
Minus the spider symbol, it's a very accurate Venom, other than what we got in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
but
it looks a lot better. It looks good. So yeah, I mean, like right now, me and my brother here are on a little bit of opposite sides of, I think this movie's gonna. I hope it doesn't fail, but I think it's gonna fail. He's on the side of it's gonna do pretty well.
It's gonna do well, good to the point where they're gonna continue on with it. Even though I've already read that Tom Hardy's already signed on for multiple movies.
Right.
But other actors have been on for multiple movies, and then they just cut everything. Obviously, what's the Amazing Spider-Man series? They were supposed to go on to do Sinister Six, which never ended up happening.
That's good. And with that, it's like the way it ended was kind of bitter because they fired Andrew Garfield, and it all started because he was sick and he couldn't show up to
That's so sad.
To some type of showcase they were gonna do, and then from there they're gonna announce Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 3, but he didn't show up. So the boss, the head honcho of Sony, was mad, and they're like, "We got to get rid of this guy," and that's how it all just. From there, it just
because that's just that business. It's just
the business. Yeah.
But again, I'm real excited for the new Venom movie. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna be one of the first ones in line to go watch it.
I'm excited for it too.
Now, what got me, I was up here with it, and what kind of got down a little low is the rating they went ahead and went with.
Oh, the PG-13.
So, and I guess they did that, and
because
they explained that to me the other day.
I was reading an article that Sony was trying to include Spider-Man in their villain verse, just because Spider-Man plays a big part in Venom's life, because without Spider-Man,
and then
Venom would have been Venom in the comics.
And then Spider-Man is in the MCU, which is technically a family friendly. It's all features. There's no rated R movies in MCU, so
and they haven't featured any of Spider-Man's villains in the MCU. I know he's fought some of the villains that they have shown, but none of the ones that are actually in his universe.
Yeah, right, yeah. So that PG-13 rating for Venom is basically due because of that. That they want to keep that possibility open. Maybe we could bring Spider-Man in one day.
And with their other upcoming films they have in development with Kraven the Hunter, Morpheus the Vampire with Jared Leto.
I could actually see that.
I could. That's the thing. I could see that. I was just like, oh, okay.
And it's just pretty much the Joker without
the green
and
the white.
He'll still be white because in the comics that's what Morpheus is pale white, but he has bluish hair or something. Man,
he's gonna start sucking people's blood. Method actor.
Well, I
love Jared Leto. He's awesome.
He actually gets
in that mindset.
No, but what is it? The way he absorbs, how vampires, they suck blood, but
you probably know more than me about
the way at least, and this is me watching it from the cartoons, is that he just puts his hands on you and he absorbs the energy out of you in that way. So it's a different version of the vampires, but I'm sure. Yeah, I never really read the comic books with Morpheus, but. As far as that's pretty much what I know of Morpheus from just the 90s cartoons of Spider-Man.
Yeah, the last thing I've seen of Morpheus is what's his name? I'm trying to make a joke. I'm trying to make a joke about Matrix, and I ruined it.
Yeah, it's done. It's gone.
God damn it. Okay.
And then I guess the last universe to mention that we really didn't get too much into was the X-Men universe. Because you got Deadpool, who
who's just making fun of all of it.
He's making fun of it, but he's got a couple of X-Men in there.
I just saw Deadpool 2 the other day. Again, I rented it, so I saw it. Oh, that movie makes me smile so much. And just the beginning, they show the Logan, his little alarm clock. He's on the log down. It's so hilarious.
And X-Men's actually been around longer than the MCU.
Yeah, it has.
Well, they're pretty much kicked off the whole movie franchise for a lot of things.
Yeah, the whole comic book,
not to say that there wasn't other movies done before, but they were successful. Yeah, Blade was one that really paved it for a lot too as well.
But yeah, X-Men
except for Blade.
X-Men was the movie that probably inspired Marvel to try and do a shared universe.
X-Men was great. Yeah, I mean, X-Men has been around for a while. I mean, since I was young, I remember playing with the little toys, like with their new X-Men suits, and I was just like, oh, this is cool.
And I know they had hiccups, like with them relaunching with X-Men First
Class. Last Stand. Let's not talk about Last Stand.
Let's not talk about Origins.
Wolverine. I like Origins. Oh, Wolverine. Oh, okay. I thought you meant X-Men.
If I was gonna go back,
First Class.
If I was gonna go back to the Wolverine movies minus Logan, because Logan was amazing.
What?
But if I had to choose between, X-Men Origins Wolverine and the Wolverine, I think the Wolverine was probably way better than X-Men Origins.
It was the same director who did Logan, right? It was the same director who did Logan.
Director who did the Wolverine did Logan, but I don't know who. I forgot who did.
I forgot his name.
I forgot who did Origins,
but that was just a train wreck.
Oh yeah, Origins. Yeah,
I remember watching it.
I'm so glad that Deadpool 2 had that post-credit scene when he goes back and kills.
He was like, "You good pal, Deadpool."
Just
and he
taking care of some stuff here.
It's like, just say yes.
Yeah, so. I mean, X-Men. Yeah, they like I said, they started their universe, kind of messed up. It's just reset it, and then go on from there.
They reset it with Days of Future Past, which in my opinion was the best X-Men movie out there.
I still say it makes me cry because of Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy.
As exciting as it was for Apocalypse, but I kind of thought that was kind of garbage.
Apocalypse kind of went downhill, and what I was gonna say is that it kind of bums me out that for those of you that don't know that right now I think Disney is in the final negotiations, or they're they're already
I think they already finalized it.
Yeah, finalized it that they're purchasing Fox Studios, which owns X-Men and Fantastic Four and and a couple other properties.
Aliens.
Disney's just gonna have a new queen now.
Fox Studios about a year ago announced 2 movies that they were going to release. One of them was the New Mutants. It's an X-Men. It's a spinoff from the X-Men universe with a little twist of horror, which looks amazing. And then they also had
X-Force.
They had X-Men Dark Phoenix,
which is still coming out.
Which is a sequel to Apocalypse. Or continuation. But they're pushing them back. So far that's I heard that New Mutants
I'm afraid the New Mutants
that it's on hold. That they're just they don't know what they're gonna do with it because
it may not even come out.
I mean, it might.
They release trailers and stuff.
It'll come out, but it'll probably come out on a streaming service, just straight to streaming service, which is really disappointing because that looks like a completely different take on a superhero movie of giving it a horror twist, and it looks good. And
if you've seen going past shared universe, you've seen Legion on FX.
That show is.
That's what I thought New Mutants was gonna be, like a psychological type.
That show is so confusing.
It's good. It's really good.
It's good. It's just you have to pay attention.
But going into these shared universes and stuff like that, and how I mentioned X-Men with Deadpool and X-Force because Deadpool mentions some of the X-Men and obviously he's at Professor X. He's in the mansion.
I was watching it, and that part coming up, and I paused it. It's the actors, James McAvoy. It's all the same actors who play the characters. It's them. I'm like, it's just. It makes
what I really liked about it is what I was trying to get to is. We all know Deadpool made his big screen debut with X-Men Origins, which was so bad, so terrible. And still played by Ryan Reynolds, because we all knew he was going to be that character. And with that shared universe, what I'm talking about is for Days of Future Past to come in and just kind of wipe out everything that supposedly happened, and then just kind of clean slate. Which gave the opportunity for Ryan Reynolds to do this version of Deadpool that everyone really loves. The good version of Deadpool.
The one that we're familiar with in the comics. The fourth wall breaking, work with the mouth.
Yes,
I love it. I love it so much. Deadpool is one of my favorite movies, and some people were like, "Oh, second one not as good as the first one." It's still good. It's still so good. Juggernaut. That makes me. It makes my comic book heart.
Fun fact: Ryan Reynolds actually played Juggernaut too.
Really?
Yeah.
He was the capture.
He did the motion capture. He did the motion capture.
I just love how when he sees Juggernaut, he's like,
Juggernaut.
He saw his name in all the comics that he was in.
Not even everyone on set knew it was, because the guy that was playing Colossus saw Ryan Reynolds coming in one time, and he thought like, oh, maybe he's just coming here because he knew that Ryan Reynolds would come in and give him some pointers on, oh, you should do this, you should do that.
He was doing that motion
but then
capture.
he was like dressed up, to do motion capture, and he was like, what's going on here? I think he probably felt like, is he replacing me? But then they saw what they were doing, and he was just like,
okay.
Oh wow, okay, well we did. He did not know.
I was that too, seeing.
And I was surprised, and I'm glad they kept from like. I didn't from the trailers they released. I didn't know Juggernaut was gonna be in the movie.
There was some hint.
Like I remember you sent me that screenshot of like that real quick snippet of of him punching him, and it was it. I was like, oh, that's exactly the scene. Like, and there were rumors, but like no one was ready for sure. So when it happened, everybody's like, everyone was still surprised, and like when I was watching it,
and again, this is another character that was revived
from Last Stand, which was completely awful.
Which I love the actor that played Juggernaut in Last Stand, but which is Vinnie Jones.
Oh,
Vinnie
the guy from Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, no, he's not from Reservoir Dogs. He's from he was well known as Sphinx from Gone in 60 Seconds. Bullet Tube Tony in Snatch.
He even starred in. He even starred
Who Never Dies.
The sequel to Smoking Aces. If y'all haven't seen that one,
that was good.
But yeah, so he played Juggernaut first in Last Stand, and then
that was not good.
Ryan Reynolds to step in again, and make a character that people thought was dead in the big screen come back, and even better. And what I like about it too is that everyone thinks that he also died in Deadpool 2, but if you stayed and looked, he gets up. He gets up and gets out of where the pool that he got.
Yeah, you see him in the background getting up.
Yeah, you gotta really pay attention. Like I saw it, and I was like, he's still alive.
But yeah, I mean,
because he's not that easy of a character to kill. Even in the comic books, he wasn't that easy of a character to get rid of.
And I love how he references his brother, Professor X. He goes, "Yeah, my brother. Yeah, he's a dick. He's in a wheelchair." I was like, "Oh god, that's so funny." Coming to the end of here, but it's just like, all these shared universes, whether they failed, some of them are, completely successful.
Some probably we didn't even mention. So
yeah, there's just a lot of them. Even some that.
So if there were some that we didn't mention, feel free to leave us a comment and
yeah, definitely. Call us out.
Call us out on that. We'll be glad. We'll be even glad to even share our opinion on those too as well.
I'm pretty sure there are even some out there that are not even in the superhero genre.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, obviously we talked about the Harry Potter universe.
The Universal Soldier universe.
Universal Soldier?
I mean, that's kind of a shared universe. I mean, even
Monster
that,
universe?
Even with Freddy versus Jason,
that was a horrible movie.
You're saying Universal Soldier, and I'm thinking of
Winter Soldier,
Dolph Lundgren, and
yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, what? I thought
There's so many movies.
I thought you were making
Universal
a mistake.
Soldier.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
I mean, I know they made a second one.
There was so many movies after
that. And Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That
was a real good movie.
Like horror movies too. I know Freddy
Conjuring.
Krueger, the Conjuring universe with the Nun.
The Nun. That movie was awesome.
The Annabelle movies.
Annabelle creation, yeah. So I mean, there are plenty of shared universes to go around. Whether you like them, whether you hate them. Like Steven said, leave us a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts, your favorite ones. Some that we missed. Just let us know what you think. We'd love to hear back from anybody listening. We would love to interact with all you guys. So just let us know what you think. Call Matthew out. He probably messed up. But yeah, I mean,
I guess in conclusion here too is what was y'all's favorite universe?
I mean, do you have to say it though?
I mean, what would be yours? I mean,
Marvel. I love it
makes me cry. That's a given. That's a given.
I'm really excited
for that's easy. Okay.
For Lionsgate's Monster Universe because
I am excited for that.
No one's really aware of that. Like
I said, it's.
I that there's only 2 movies within that universe, and they're gonna release a 3rd one with Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and then I believe after that, it's gonna
Godzilla
be
vs. King Kong.
Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Yeah. Yeah, like yeah. Honestly, that had to be one of my own. I mean, I'm still rooting for DC universe. I mean, I hated Justice League. Aquaman looked okay. Shazam looks awesome. I'm so excited for Shazam.
That's something we didn't mention when we were talking about that.
It looks so good.
And they even showed things of cross universe.
They showed, the Batarang. They showed
the news clips of Superman.
Yeah, he's even wearing an Aquaman shirt.
Yeah, he's wearing an Aquaman shirt.
So I mean, I'm excited for that. I
think Superman might actually cameo.
I guess for me, it's always going to be Star Wars for me. I love Star Wars. I grew up with watching Star Wars. My first Star Wars movie I ever saw was Return of the Jedi, and then now that knowing that my son also loves them and enjoys them, I think that's gonna probably be one of my favorites right there.
Don't you have 2 dogs named after Star Wars characters?
Yes, I have 2 German Shepherds named after Ahsoka Tano, which we call her Soka, and we just got a new puppy we named Kylo after Kylo Ren. So. That'll tell you right there. That's how much I love the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Star Wars is up there for me. Sometimes I do forget that it is a technically shared universe, but we have like a whole another year, year and a half to wait for another Star Wars movie. So, I mean, they're gonna be here for a while. Whether they're good, whether they're not. Next year we get Captain Marvel, we get Avengers 5? 4. I don't know, I'm thinking about 5. 4, Avengers 4, which is untitled yet, so we'll see what happens with that, man. I mean, this last one set the bar really high up there.
And this is going to be the conclusion we all been waiting for.
Captain America's going to die. I know it. So, but yeah, I mean, anything else y'all want to add?
No, that's pretty much it right there. And I mean, again, we might have missed a few, but again, just let us know and just let us know what you think of our show as well. And
also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and like us on Facebook.
Yeah. Also, guys, we have a little announcement to make too. For those of y'all who follow us on the YouTube channel, you can obviously get the get our video podcast there. But now, our podcast is also available on Spotify, on iTunes, and Google Play. So if you want just the audio version of the podcast, you could go there and find us there. Geekin and Drinkin, just search that and you'll find us.
And that'll be coming very soon.
Yeah, leave you find it, leave a review, comment, anything. We'd love to hear back, and just stay tuned for more episodes. We're gonna be working on these every week. So yeah. So.
And we'd like to thank again Busted Sandal for letting us feature them on this episode of our show. The one that we have today is the 210 from Busted Sandal. Again, they are from San Antonio, Texas, and just thank you for letting us feature on our show.
Yeah, guys, check them out. They're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at bustedsandal.com. So check them out. They're really good. They think they just celebrated their 5-year anniversary. So congratulations, guys. Great beer. We love it.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, keep up the good work, guys. So
again, I'm Steven.
My name is Eddie.
I'm Matt.
And we are Geekin Drinkin.
Cheers.
Peace.